Hey look, it's your cousin! That's right, as of recording this, today is June 6, 2025, launch day for the Nintendo Switch 2. I had no clue that I'd be getting this on launch day, especially since I wasn't one of those people who was waiting in line for a midnight release at Best Buy or Target or any other places that had that. Around me, I think it was just Best Buy, but anyway. Yeah, I actually got my hands on one of these today, just went over to Target and they had some left in stock. This isn't the bundle with Mario Kart World, unfortunately they did run out of those, but I mean the Nintendo Switch 2 is still a Nintendo Switch 2. I can always get Mario Kart at a later date, like today. Yeah, I since I couldn't get it with the bundle, I decided to get it with the, I decided to get Mario Kart World with, in the physical capacity, even though I think this is just the key card and the game's not actually on there, which kinda sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, even though they're not together, you know, I don't have the download code for to have Mario Kart World permanently on the system. I still have both, but that's not all. But wait, there's more? Give me a second. Because I've got a whole ton of other accessories with it too. So there's a lot going on here. I mean, we have an additional set of Joy-Cons because, let's be real here, 2 Joy-Cons is just not gonna cut it. And we also have a round-based charging station for the Joy-Cons. We got, by the way, this is not an officially licensed accessory. I don't believe any of these accessories are officially licensed, but I'll double check. Yeah, no, this one's not either, but we do have some off-brand Joy-Con wheels. We got a flat charging dock, just providing some variety here, and an off-brand carrying case for it. Wow, this is a mess. Let me get this organized. If they ever decide to do something like they did for the Switch 1, where they have like game-themed carrying cases, I might end up buying one of those at a later date. But for now, since these off-brand accessories were courtesy of Amazon Vine, figured why not, right? So in this video, I'm going to be unboxing all of this stuff, and we'll be doing some first impression stuff of Mario Kart and the system itself as well. So that'll be the plan going forward with this. I'm going to start by unboxing the official Nintendo stuff here, so the Joy-Cons, the system, and Mario Kart itself. I'll still do an unboxing of the off-brand stuff as well, but I'll save that to the very end of the video because I'm sure most of you probably just want to see this stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let me clear this mess off my tiny table here and we'll get started. All right, so I switched to a different surface so that I could get you guys get a better top-down view and see what's actually inside this thing. So let's figure out first gotta break our seam. Okay, right here on the bottom. This box is a lot smaller than I would have anticipated it being. I remember the Switch 1 box being a lot bigger. Oh, okay, I guess I opened this upside down. So this is the front of the box. And as soon as we open it up, we get the tablet and the Joy-Cons right away. It's pretty sleek. Oh, and they even color-coded the inside so you know which side is which. That's pretty cool. Looks like we got USB port on the bottom. Are those fans or speakers? These look like speaker holes. Oh yeah, the fan's up there. Nice, we got another USB port on top. Glad that they actually included that. Volume power up here. They still include a headphone jack, which is interesting. And then here we have our game card slot. Whoa, this feels very flimsy. This is probably the thinnest plastic they could have used on that. There's the inside of the game card slot. You can see right through there with the light. Then here's our back. Oh boy, this thing is gonna have fingerprints on it. And our kickstand. Ooh. This actually feels pretty nice. It's nowhere near as flimsy as the original one, which is good. You actually kind of have to force it open and closed. I'm sure that'll loosen up over time, but we can adjust it. Oh, that's nice. For comparison of size, this is my original Switch one. As you can see, it's quite a bit bigger. Obviously the whole thing isn't the screen, but it's a lot more blended in than on the original. So there's the tablet. And now for the Joy-Cons. Ah, nice. Bigger SL and SR buttons. They still kept with this 4-button thing for the D-pad, which I wish they would have considered changing that. But I guess at this point it's just kind of iconic to the Switch look that the left Joy-Con has the 4 dots instead of an actual D-pad. And then here's our right Joy-Con. These buttons definitely have a nicer feel to them than the original Switches, especially, like I said, the side triggers, and I think these are actually made out of, it feels like they're made out of metal, because these are a lot, the side trigger buttons are a lot colder than the actual plastic buttons, so I'm guessing they're made out of metal. Those feel really nice. Let's actually get them on here now. We're gonna get that magnetic click. Ooh. That's a smooth snap. Now, undoing that, just press in on the side here. Oh, okay, that is way easier than on the original. Okay, yeah, they vastly improved that. That's awesome. Let's see if this thing has any charge on it. Oh, okay. You gonna have menu music? Yeah, I know their user license agreement. All right, I'll continue doing the setup off camera, but the fact that we actually have music playing here, we might actually have menu music now, unlike the original Switch, which would be cool. Okay, so there was an update to this. Surprise, surprise. But it was fast, so the original Switch had fast updates too. I feel like this is probably going to be the same. Something that I did want to know, I was told, is that apparently there is a sort of film over the screen. Oh yeah, I can kind of see it. I don't know how well you guys are really going to see it, but there's like a tiny little film over the screen here. You kind of have to be looking for it to notice it, but apparently that is supposed to be there, and Nintendo said not to remove it. The person who told me that is double checking the source to see if we can find where he read that from, but I mean, like, you can tap the screen and it still works fine, so don't try to remove anything. So why don't we do a system transfer now? I do want to transfer my system data from the old Switch to the new one. So why don't we get started on that? I don't have a micro SD card for this yet. Where would you even put that? Oh, okay, so the micro SD card slot, same area as on the old Switch, beneath the kickstand. But this one only allows micro SD Express. All right, well, we're not gonna be doing that. Ah, of course I gotta sign to the Nintendo account. All right, I guess I gotta... do this. Okay, so signed into the Nintendo account. Now we gotta keep the systems close together. Connect AC adapter to start downloading data. All right, well, I guess that would be a good time for us to unbox the rest of what's in here. I feel like the dock might be in here, or is this just papers? Actually, this might just be papers. Oh no, as a matter of fact, is it what we need? Oh, okay, cool. It still comes with an HDMI cord. And we have wrist straps for the Joy-Cons as well. Okay, so I'm gonna put those aside. Here's our AC adapter. They still are doing the giant brick on the end. Okay. That was way too close to hitting the system. Okay, console battery, 66%. Bring the system close. All right, they're right next to each other. All right, open the home menu, system settings. System transfer to the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. Need to update the system before you can do system transfer. Okay, sure, whatever, update the system. What else do we got in the box while that's going? Okay, the Switch 2 Joy-Con grip. Cool. Sorry if that wasn't in frame at first. Oh, okay, we're back. All right. Yes, system transfer. System's data will be transferred to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. To complete the transfer, you will need internet connection and Nintendo account. Yes, we got that. And keep playing compatible Nintendo software on Nintendo Switch 2 system. Cool. Make sure Nintendo Switch is nearby. Yes, done. Okay, so continuing going through the process of the system transfer here. If you don't have your accounts connected to a Nintendo, or if you don't have a user on the Switch 1 connected to a Nintendo account, they said that that is going to be removed from this system entirely once the transfer is done. But if you do have your account, or if you do have your user connected to a Nintendo account, then it doesn't get removed from this system, apparently. And here it looks like we have some select save data for 1-2 Switch, Fortnite, Splatoon, Animal Crossing, Crafted World, Donkey Kong, and Fall Guys, for whatever reason are going to be deleted from this system once it's transferred, but the other save data will not be removed. Okay, so I guess it's not as strict as they were making it out to be. Let me grab my AC adapter for that now. It appears you cannot just use any USB-C adapter. For this, you have to use the actual AC adapter. Yeah, it somehow knows. All right, we're searching for a Switch 2. Found a Switch 2. Start download. Wonder how long this is gonna take. Not like we have that much save data on here, but it's a decent amount, I suppose. All right, well, while that's going, let's continue unboxing some stuff. So, we'll move these aside. And looks like here we have our new dock. Man, these things got like fingerprint prone. So it's got the rounded off side here instead of just looking like a toaster. That's pretty cool. Looks like we got some airflow on the bottom, maybe for whatever technology is in here to enhance the visuals. Let's take a look at the back. Oh, okay, that just comes straight off. Ah, so there is an actual Ethernet connection in there now instead of just a USB. We have our HDMI as well, so the AC adapter in there, And we still have our 2 USB ports here. So technically we did lose a USB port, but I mean, I think they figured most people use that one for LAN anyways, so they just decided to use that. All right, on the Switch 2, it's saying 18 minutes left for the transfer, so that's not terrible, all things considered. But that is everything that comes in the Switch 2 box. Well, while that's all still going on, let's unbox Mario Kart World and the new Joy-Cons, or the spare Joy-Cons rather. So something to note about this case is that it is very similar to an actual Nintendo, or to a original Switch 1 case, just now they got red, but it's basically the same size. Let me actually go grab one for comparison. Yeah, these are pretty much the exact same size. But you see we've got the, looks like they're gonna be doing the Switch 2 logo here. They're actually gonna have game box art on the side, which is cool, instead of just the bland red and text. So hopefully they stick with that. I mean, I don't really like how this banner's so big when there's like nothing on it. You know, I kind of wish that they did something similar to this, but maybe they just wanted to avoid confusion. Like you probably could have put it on like the right-hand corner or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what we got inside here. I don't know why I never enjoy opening new games with this type, with like the plastic they use. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun to open a new game, but I just don't like the way that they wrap it. And maybe I just am unwrapping this wrong, but like I'm trying not to cut the box art. They don't really make that easy with how tight they shrink wrap this. Oh, don't fall asleep on us. Still got 8 minutes remaining. Here's the back of the box. Inside. That is a deep red. I actually don't really like that because it's kind of hard to see. Like it washes out the colors. You can see like it's very colorful in there, but the red just kind of ruins that. You know, at least with here it was clear so you could like see the color and everything. But like, not with this. That's bad. I don't care for that at all. And here's our game card. Literally like a Switch 1 game card, but it's slightly, no, actually, are these the exact same size? No, this is like a millimeter bigger. Really, really small amount bigger. As you can see, this can travel on it. Put a lot, they like just shoved the box art on the cartridge though. That's kind of impressive. They got to go that small. Well, it looks like that's what our Switch 2 games are going to look like from now on. Now let's unbox our Joy-Cons. Or sorry, Joy-Con 2s. This is going to... That made it a lot easier. Except this sticker is still being stubborn. Please? There we go. So what do we got here? So we got more of the straps. And then literally just the 2 controllers. Makes sense. Except now they have slightly different packaging, it looks like. But same thing as we saw before. I wonder if they're probably gonna come out with different colors for these two, not just the red and blue. I'm surprised that they're just going with the red and blue right away on this. I mean, I feel like that was the more popular of the Switch 1 Joy-Cons to me, even though right now I have the pink and red. My system did come with red and blue. We never got the gray ones. Maybe this is gonna be like their version of that. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, I kind of miss the really colorful controller. I hope that they eventually come out with actual like colorful Joy-Cons or Joy-Con 2s. I gotta get used to calling them that now because that's not really that's what they're called. Oh, I forgot about the mouse functionality on these. I think that's what these little camera things are for. They don't have the IR sensors on the bottom like how the right Joy-Con did on the Switch 1. These have any power? I think these don't come with any battery in them or any charge in them. That's okay. Okay, interesting. They don't repel. I totally would have thought they would repel, but maybe it's like an electromagnet in there where like it knows once the Joy-Con is near it and then it activates. Well, actually, no, that wouldn't make sense because then yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that with this because the Joy-Con grip doesn't have electromagnets in it. So, stop trying to fall asleep. That one was a bit tight. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna leave these in here. So yeah, that is the unboxing of everything. Once this transfer is done, then we'll start working on getting things to the TV, hopefully. All right, I'm just gonna have you guys looking at the TV as I go through the setup here. So first things first, let's see if the home button will wake up the console. It does, and it actually makes a sound when it turns on. That's cool. We should be switching over and reacting on the TV here in a second. Did I not do the input correctly? Oh no, it just turned off for some reason. Come on. There we go. All right. That's where it was last at. Oh, all right. That was pretty underwhelming, actually. It looks like everything was set up TV-wise. Oh, how to use mouse controls. Okay. All right, we're gonna try that. You know what, let's try that right now, actually. Oh, this is literally like a computer mouse. That's pretty cool. That's cool. See, I really wish they included the welcome tour as a pack-in so that we could get into this and, you know, be all good. Let's try loading up F-099. I was gonna say, I have the online. All right, well that seems to be the setup involving the TV, literally just plugging it in. I skipped over that because it's just like, well, why would you guys want to watch me plug in a bunch of cables? But yeah, so I guess now in the spirit of F-Zero being a racing game, let's try out the reason why anyone would buy this system right now, Mario Kart World. And now since I have the game, let's do a little overview of Mario Kart World. Now, just so you guys know, my first time playing this game was with 3 other people, so that may or may not have a influence on my initial impressions of the game, but I feel like a lot of it will carry over. I do plan on having a more comprehensive overview like I used to do for other games with this at some point, as well as some Let's Play style content where we just play through and see what the different cups and modes have to offer, just kind of like how I did for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course DLC. But yeah, with that, let's get to some first impressions. So for starters, this game is a lot more difficult than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The computer players are just so much faster.
sometimes they would be miles ahead of us, and at that point, it's not even worth trying to catch up with them because, guess what? You won't. I get why they did this, because honestly, it was like racing a bunch of turtles going against the CPUs in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. No offense, Koopa Troopa. It's really cool how they integrated remixes of classic Mario songs from all sorts of the mainline games into the tracks and even the menus, but the new music is just not memorable at all, and it's hard to hear because of all the sound effects. I know it's worse when playing with 4 players, but in the other Mario Karts, that still wasn't really an issue. Take a listen. It's another pretty big issue with this game is that there's just so much going on, it's exhausting. Like if you get hit by a shell or other item, you're gonna fall back considerably in the rankings because of how close everyone is. And this is gonna happen a lot because now you have 24 players with 2 item slots, meaning there could be up to 48 items in play at a given time. In theory anyway. Speaking of items, finding those new dash food bags during a race can be difficult, especially when playing split-screen multiplayer. Because of everything else going on and trying to do well in the race, it's very easy to miss the dash food locations since most of the time you have to go out of your way to get them. The new rail riding mechanic is cool and fun once you get the hang of it, but as with many other things I've mentioned, the entry points for the rails are easy to miss in the midst of everything else going on in the race. It's nice how quite a few of the tracks do not repeat laps, certainly different than what we're used to, but it definitely makes it harder for the tracks themselves to be memorable. Take Peach Beach for an example. This is a classic track that most Mario Kart players probably know about, but only a portion of the track is what we all know. The rest is the straightaway transition, which, again, while cool, kind of breaks the pace of the game in my opinion, since there's usually not a lot going on during those transitions course design wise, and it makes it harder for the track to stand out since it's one of the many to have transitions like this. In terms of the retro tracks, they got some good choices here like Toad's Factory and Shy Guy Bazaar, but no Mario Kart 8 tracks! They probably avoided it because of the anti-gravity mechanic, or because you can already play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch too, but if the latter was their reason, why are there Mario Kart Wii tracks in Mario Kart 8? You could play Mario Kart Wii on the Wii U, so that logic just doesn't make sense. Oh, and I love the new character skins. So those are my takes on Mario Kart World so far. Again, this was all based on my experience playing through Grand Prix with 4 players, and I'm sure the things I complained about won't be so bad once I get more used to the game. I haven't spent time doing single player or any of the other modes yet, but I will, and like I said, I plan on having a more in-depth video on this game in the future.
So I kind of jumped ahead here, wasn't a whole lot to see in terms of the unboxing on the flat charger. But it does have this cool strobing on the sides when things are charging and tells you, like these will be red if they're charging, so that's pretty cool. And now for the latter half of the unboxings, for those of you who want to stick around for those. Like I said, I already kind of unboxed the flat charging dock that we got for the Joy-Con 2s, but we do have this round one as well, which appears to already have been opened. Okay, yeah, someone definitely was tampering with this. That's good to know. This certainly looks like a more space-efficient way of charging the Joy-Cons. Let's see, how do we plug it in? Okay, so we got USB-C charging right here. And the company for this does not seem to have a company on the box. So this it's as off-brand as you're gonna get. So looks like we got our charging cord in here. I'm just gonna tear the bag open, I don't really care. All right, so we just got a USB-A to C charger, or cord, which works out perfectly because the Switch 2 dock has 2 USB-A ports on the outside. Just throw those in there, throw all my trash in there. And let me just get this plugged in. I got a USB-A charger over here. And all right, so when nothing's on it, just has blue, doesn't have all that cool strobing that the other one has. Not surprised, but still. Now let's just see how the Joy-Cons mount on here. Okay, this just kind of looks weird. Did I not do this right?
Doesn't look like there's a way of putting them on there that's like special. This thing didn't come with a manual, so. Oh, okay, you just like really have to push in there to get it to charge. I mean, these should all be fully charged, so if none of them are green, then, or if any of them aren't green, I'm a little suspicious of that. So this is very flimsy. I wish that this thing had a brand on it so I could tell you guys what it is. Honestly, not to get it. Because, yeah, this is just so flimsy. You don't have the security on here because well, the mechanism is just like literally like boom. Like it's so loose on here that like that took like no effort. I could probably blow on the Joy-Con and it would come off. Like it's not great. And look, just by me like tilting it, these got disconnected. So you like really have to force them on there for them to make good contact. Oh, look at this! I barely even touched it, and this one came off, so it doesn't think it's charging anymore. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna end up using this. This honestly is junk. It's just too loose. So if you see this product on Amazon and you're considering buying it as a cheap alternative or a cheap 4-way charger for the Joy-Con 2s, my recommendation would be not to do that because this is just, there's too much risk involved with, you know, if you're like in a rush putting them on there, you don't put them on all the way so they don't actually charge, or like just how easy it is for these things to fall off, you know, like a slight breeze and then boom, it falls and your Joy-Cons fall. And I mean, while these feel like they're durable enough to take a fall, you don't want to test that out because it's an expensive system, and these Joy-Cons as a whole separately are also super expensive. So like, why would you want to do that? There's just no need. Let's move on to our next Joy-Con accessory, the racing wheels for SW2. Cool. Looks like Racing Wheels is the brand. Okay. Again, we got this as like a free Amazon Vine purchase. That's why I got like these knockoff peripherals. Not at all official. And yeah, we don't got the colorful ones. We got the gray ones. Well, these look more like black actually. Which I suppose for the sake of the Joy-Con here. Oh, that's like really tight. Oh, interesting trigger you got here. These feel awful. I mean, like serviceable, sure, but like this is. It's probably as comfortable as you can get with something like this. I mean, I've never tried an official Joy-Con wheel, even for the Switch 1. But like, it's not like the Wii wheel, which, you know, like the Wii remotes had a substantial size. So, you know, they just fit better. It felt more natural. It felt closer to an actual steering wheel. This is like closer to the training wheels on a kid's bike. And no one wants to steer with a training wheel. Yeah, I don't like how... I like how tight of a grip that the controller, or that this has on the controllers, but I also don't. Okay, this is interesting. The reason it feels so bad, like, do you guys see that right there? There's like little pins right here. I'm pressing the trigger. That's what's pressing this. So it's like making contact like right here. Or, well, I guess it'd be like right here. That's like no contact at all. Like, you have this big ass button on the back and you really couldn't make it go through the other side. Let's try with the right Joy-Con, see how that feels. Again, it's like really tight. And the triggers just don't feel good. The joystick is in the middle. Like, your thumb has to come all the way over here. And like that, this is uncomfortable. I would never want to play like this. And again, this is probably a issue that we're also going to see with the official Switch 2 Joy-Con wheels as well, but yeah, this is just not comfortable at all. So, I don't know. Keep that in mind, I suppose, if you want to buy Joy-Con 2 wheels. I personally don't see myself using them. Maybe other people in my family will. But yeah, these are not that comfortable. All right, let's move all this out of the way now. Get the racing wheels out of here. Or training wheels, probably the more accurate term. And go on to the last accessory that I have for you guys to show you. The Switch 2 portable carrying case from Hancom, or Hancam. I don't know how to pronounce that. Probably would help if I actually had the system here for when we do this. Oh, okay. We actually have a sticker. So I didn't just bring my scissors down here for nothing. That's cool. I'm just gonna cut it like that. This is probably going to be the most useful accessory that we got from Amazon Vine. I know I keep mentioning Amazon Vine. I swear it's not a sponsorship. I'm not trying to just shamelessly promote them. I'm just telling you where I got all this from, in case anyone else wants to, for whatever reason, pick up those other accessories for themselves. So this one, like I said, I feel like this one would actually have some merit to it. So this is a big product. It's actually got some weight to it too. So let's see. On here we got, oh, it comes with screen protectors. That's cool. And silicone covers for the Joy-Cons. 2 keycaps for the joysticks? Interesting. Let's dive into this further. So I'm assuming everything is in here. I like how it's got 2 zippers. Okay, yeah, everything's in here. So here are our silicone covers for the Joy-Cons. Let's just try slipping them in here and see how this feels. Okay, I mean, putting them in was pretty easy. I guess if you like having this contour here when it rests in your hand, like for your fingers, it can be kind of comfortable. I don't really care for that. At least not like with this type of controller. Maybe just because I'm used to it being flat at this point, so I kind of wrap my hands around them like this when I'm playing with them detached. But I mean, the rubber feels good. It's not like not worried about these slipping out. The buttons I feel are just a little too short for this. I mean, like it can work, but like the capture button, for example, like you kind of really gotta put your finger in there, like the home button and the C button too. Like you kind of, like they work, they feel fine. Oh, yeah, I forgot that the home button does that. Let's turn that off. Triggers feel nice. The covers for L and R. I mean, I just never really enjoyed how L and R felt on Joy-Cons anyway. But, I mean, still feels fine. It slips on to the console. Totally fine. I mean, honestly, they did a good job at making this feel secure. Like the rubber is not really in the way at all, which is good. I'm gonna try these out. These are the caps for the joysticks, I think. Here we have our protective film. Oh, and it comes with technology wipes and dust absorbers. That's cool. I'm not gonna mess with the screen protectors right now because apparently this already does have a protective film on it, like I mentioned earlier in the video. But we'll see. I might end up putting the screen protector on it regardless. Okay, we got storage for, what is that, 12 games? Not bad. Room for the accessories in here. Nice. And moment of truth. Does this fit with the rubber in there? And it does. Quite well, actually. This is pretty darn secure. Even though some of these accessories might not be the most useful, it is nice that they include them. Like especially the 2 screen protectors in case one of them gets damaged. Because there was one time where I did damage the screen protector on my Switch 1. And, you know, thankfully we had extras. So it's cool that they actually include extras in there for that. We can include extra Joy-Cons in here too. We can include charging cable with an AC adapter for sure. Like if we put one of those like Apple iPad bricks in here, which is usually what I use to charge the Switch on the go. I mean, like, this is a great storage case. Has a lot of space, secure, when this wants to work. So yeah, this is good. So now let's try these joystick caps that came with the case. So we got 3 different sizes here. We got the tallest one, medium one, which looks like, do these all have arrows on them? This one's got arrows, and this one has just kind of got nubs. What about the medium ones? What do those look like? Also just nubs, so it's like different nubs with each size. I'm just gonna try putting them on one, so let's just put them on the left Joy-Con. So, all right, okay. Oh wait, that's not the small. Let's try the small one first. Why would they only put arrows on the one? That doesn't make sense. I mean, these aren't the easiest things to slip on. Yeah, not the easiest things to get on there, but I guess I mean, it feels okay. This is convex though, whereas on the originals, it's a little more concave-ish. Oh, it's got convex elements to it too. But this rubber is very slippery. I think that's probably gonna be the case for all of them. Let's try this here. Got the medium one now. Oh, I did not put that on in the right orientation. Let's do that correctly, please. Get on there. Okay. Yeah, this just does not, okay, well, first of all, I didn't put it on there, right? But this just does not feel great. If you like elevated joysticks, I suppose, but this also just looks weird, man. Compared to like the more sleek profile, yeah, this just looks not great. So I can only imagine what the largest one will be like. So far, I'm not a fan of these, in case you can tell. Oh, okay. Interestingly enough, the large one is concave. There is no convex element to it. But this is a unit. Man. All right, I honestly don't care enough at this point to fix that. Yeah, this does not feel right. You can't easily go from the joystick to the buttons. Like, you have to completely let go. You can't just slide. And forget, well, actually this isn't that uncomfortable. This might actually be more comfortable when playing like this. But otherwise, I mean, unless you really, really want elevated joysticks, I don't really see a need for something like these plastic covers for them. Again, still cool that they included it, especially with the case of all things. But for me, I don't anticipate really using these. Still a cool accessory though, nonetheless.
Well guys, that's the Switch 2. I wish that they did the system transfer, they went about it just a little differently. It would have been really cool if they did it where instead of transferring all the data from the original Switch, you could do selected data or based on user, like for each user that had their Nintendo account. It'd be cool if they could just bring their system, their data over to the system, so that if, for example, there was a whole family that shared one Switch 1 and all the users were on that, that each family member could in theory have their own Switch 2 with just their data on it. But maybe Nintendo will go about fixing that down the line. In terms of Mario Kart World, like I said earlier on when I did my brief little first impressions thing, it's a very chaotic game. It definitely has potential to be a lot of fun. You know, there's a lot of really cool elements to it. And I think those changes and like the things that I didn't really like, it's just gonna come down to me getting used to this new formula and new way that they're going about Mario Kart after being so used to the older style. But I do welcome this change. And then, last but not least, I worry that this is going to see a similar fate to the Wii U. That's why I did that joke with the opening of the video, because it's at its core, yeah, the Switch 2 is definitely an upgrade, but it's kind of just, it's more of what we already saw. I think it was Did You Know Gaming who said it like this, who described it like this, that the Switch 2 is an evolution and not a revolution in terms of systems. And from what we've seen in the past from Nintendo, specifically with the Wii to Wii U jump and even to the DS to 3DS jump, the later systems never sell as well because it's not something that we haven't seen before. Like with the DS, we had the 2 screens. That was something new, so long as you weren't playing Game & Watch games from the 70s. With the Wii, you had the motion controls, you know, and with the Switch, you have the, you know, oh, I'm playing at home, well now I'm gonna play it on the go sort of thing. And their follow-ups, you know, the 3DS did the same thing as the DS, so the 2 screens, oh, but now one's in 3D. The Wii U was like, oh, now it's just a Wii with a tablet, you know, like, there really wasn't a whole lot changed. And the Switch 2, it's basically just a higher graphic and more powerful Switch with bigger and maybe better games. And I just worry that it's not going to have the appeal that the original Switch had. You know, I mean, it's really cool that, I mean, the Switch 2 essentially makes the Switch 1 obsolete in a way, you know, because you're able to transfer all that data over and play Switch 1 games on the Switch 2. But every example that I brought up earlier, you know, from 3DS could play DS games, Wii U could play Wii games, it makes their previous iterations obsolete because, again, it's not new, it's just improved. Instead of new and improved, we just got improved. And, you know, nothing inherently wrong with that, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we're going to be getting for this, I'm sure. I mean, we already have confirmed games, like some titles that I'm looking forward to personally are Donkey Kong Bonanza, the first 3D Donkey Kong game since Donkey Kong 64, and then Kirby Air Riders, a sequel to Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube, a game that I personally have wanted and been trying to find for quite a while, but it's... Those of you who know about collecting GameCube games know just how difficult that ultra-bottle can be. So I'm excited for what's coming up. I think that we're going to have some really quality games on here, just like we did in the past, you know, like on the Wii U and the 3DS as well. So just because the systems might not be as revolutionary, as big of changes as their predecessors, I think we're still going to get some amazing experiences from the Switch 2, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo has to offer. With that, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, stay cool, everybody.